Just remember, if Ultra Moreland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We support local education.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
From
historic Roy Hahn Gymnasium in Risco, arguably one of the oldest arenas in Southeast Missouri, and has been known to play for large moments, but quite simply not for a big game as we have here tonight, a game that could have playoff implications, as it's the state-ranked number 7 Risco Tigers taking on the Richland Rebels, as both teams looking to stay on a roll heading into postseason play. Good evening, everyone. Joe Northern alongside Corey Sisk. Corey, 2 weeks from tonight, the regular season comes to a close. Postseason play is just shortly after that, and barring any unusual circumstances, there's a very likely chance that these two teams are going to be playing against each other 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Two of the best smaller school teams that we can find in this area. No doubt about it, Joe. They're going to be going square, maybe even made in the state playoffs. If not, definitely in the districts to have a chance to advance at state. But you're not going to find any two teams at the size of these two teams tonight, any better ball game that's going to be played between Richland and Risco.
And absolutely, taking a look at the numbers between these two teams, Risco just averaging over 70 points per game, Richland at that 65% mark. But they do one thing that both teams, that really taking a look at these matchups on paper, is the strength of schedule and how these two teams got here. Again, both teams riding on 8-game winning streaks. Risco 16-3, absolutely demolishing everyone in the Tri-County Conference heading into their conference tournament next week. Meanwhile, the Richland Rebels, despite their record being 16-4, they've avenged all of their losses with the exception of the loss to Kelly all last week in the Stoddard County Tournament, which the Rebels won for the first time in 27 years.
Yeah, this is a very different Richland ball team than we've seen in recent years. They've all been pretty good teams, but this team's just on a different level. Speaking of the losses for Risco, it came at the hands of the Puxico Indians, South Pemiscot Bulldogs, and the Campbell Camels. Again, you think about those three teams and talk about strength of schedule, I think I might have to give Risco the advantage when it comes to strength of schedule, which I believe is why they're still ranked in the top 10 in the state. Tied with none other than the Cooter Wildcats, just from our neighboring county here in Pemiscot County. The strength of schedule, like I said, Risco plays a little bit stronger schedule. I think the polls, when they come out, when they get released again next week, I think we're going to see Richland in that top 10 as well. But strength of schedule for Risco, my hat's off to those guys. They do play some tough ball teams.
Absolutely, and none other than, again, a team that, should everything collide together, they are in the same district. They will have the opportunity potentially to play each other at Richland 3 weeks from tomorrow. But the big question that we're solving tonight is who is going to get that all-elusive 1 seed more than anything? Because with 7 teams in the county, 1 seed's going to get the bye. So really tonight, a lot of that on the line to save for the extra game. So you don't have to worry about playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You just play the Thursday and Saturday games and try to roll on from there. What are really some of the big things that you look at for this Risco team that is just one of the strongest shooting teams we've seen in quite some time?
One of the things I look at, you know, I'm coming out here and I'm watching them warm up. You know, on paper, these guys, there's not a whole lot of height on paper, but then you go down here and you look, you got 6'3", 6 foot, 6'3", 6 foot, you know, another 6 foot. You're looking at that and you're like, okay, well that's about average, you know, but those 6'3" guys are out here at the perimeter shooting just as good as those 5'8" guards. I mean, their centers out here popping some threes. Their power forwards been out here shooting some threes. So I'm looking at the well-rounded of, you know, not only are they going to be good down low, but they're also going to be a threat to the outside. Absolutely.
So it's something that we've seen Risco do all season long, really, is take the 3 to their advantage. On the other side of things, Richland, they are a very physical team that's going to play you inside the paint and run and gun you as quick as they can. None led more by one of their big leaders and forward in Tucker Hughes and Gary Tilley.
Yeah, you know, and the same for Richland. You know, they've came out, they really warmed up well. Some of their pregame warm-up, they were moving the ball real well. Tucker Hughes, Gary Tilley, again, you know, they're forwards. They're out here, they're shooting the ball better than their guards. I mean, these guys are just going to be an all-around threat, and they're going to be a handful for Risco all night.
That they are. So the winner of this game will more likely than not clinch the #1 seed in Class 1 District 2 and could set up a little bit of a collision coming up in 3 weeks. Whereas, keep in mind, too, that's a home game for Richland as they'll be hosting Class 1 District 2. Meanwhile, for Risco, it is their final regular season home game. They are going to be hosting the Tri-County Conference Tournament, which we'll have that for you next week, incidentally enough, right here on the network. Again, you have to think for some of these guys, or we should say 3 of them, and Aaron Denson, CJ Blankenship, and Dylan Emery, potentially their last regular season home game on this floor. You got to think, in the spot of a senior, what's going through your head right now?
You know, I try to think back to the many years ago I was a senior. It's a lot of last. That year's a lot of last for you. You know, whether you play football, basketball, baseball, or all sports, at some point your last game always comes to an end, and it's about how you want to go out. How do you want to remember it going out? And I don't see these guys letting tonight go out without a fight. Win or lose, I think they're going to give it all they have, and they're going to remember it for the rest of their lives.
Both of these two teams are looking to play well deep into March, but the big thing is that they have to try to get through each other. When we come back, also before we toss it over to break, take a look around the arena as well. This arena nearly 80 years old here in Risco, Roy E. Hahn Gymnasium. They opened the doors at 5 p.m. and you can see a contingent of red and gray has entered the building, but also too the Risco faithful just lining out and showing up to support their team and what they believe is one of the best teams that they've seen in quite some time, and possibly too one of the most important home games they've had in nearly 12 years when they took on the Leopold Wildcats, both teams state ranked. By the way, in case you're wondering, Risco won that game as well. When we come back, we'll have our starting lineups and opening tip from Roy E. Hahn Gymnasium in just a moment. This is high school basketball on Aycorp Sports.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
First State Bank & Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
As you can see, Roy E. Hahn gymnasium completely filled to the brims, approximately a capacity of 500. But the energy is definitely going to be loud here tonight as we meet the starting lineups for the Richland Rebels, led by Matt Klein and assisted by Stephanie Depew. Eric Williams, the 6-foot junior, wearing number 4. Hayden Connor wearing number 5, a 5'10 sophomore guard. Hunter Sanders, the 5'9 junior guard. Gary Tilley, who had a dynamite performance last week in the county championship against Puxico with 27, 6'3 forward for the Rebels, and Tucker Hughes, the 6'3 junior for the Rebels. You can see the lights are off, the glow sticks are out, and the energy is high here tonight in Risco. We'll let you take a listen. Right now by PA announcer and friend of the program, Luke Carter. Well, let's meet the starting lineups for the Tigers. 6-foot junior, number 0, Landon Baker. 6-foot sophomore, number 3, Eli Rogers. Owen Fortner, the 6'4 sophomore, number 14. Sammy Smith, we've talked a lot about him this season, the 6'3 junior, wearing number 20. And CJ Blankenship, the lone senior, starting tonight. They're 5'11", wearing number 24. The Tigers coached by Brandon Blankenship, assisted by Dylan Hill and John Smith. And our officials tonight, Tim Harmon, Travis Day, and Eric Johnson. This feels like a postseason atmosphere tonight, doesn't it, Corey?
It feels like a postseason atmosphere with some with a great officiating crew. You got Tim Harmon doing this for a long, long time. Eric Johnson, great official. Travis Day, I think he's kind of new to officiating, but a legend on the hardwood.
Absolutely, one of the legendary coaches here in Southeast Missouri. Formerly coached at Hayside, but now on the hardwood tonight with our officiating crew of Johnson, Harmon, and Day as well. So Richland is going to be going in their gray uniforms. They're going to be going right to left, from your angle, left to right, we should say. Risco going right to left on your screen. Here's Tilley. Tilley sets up, finding Sanders. A little bit of early zone play going on right now. Could see some man-to-man from Risco this evening. Here's Sanders, spins it out to find Tilley. Risco doing a great job of defending the perimeter early in the first 28. Shot is up, banks it in, and you're going to see a lot of action in the post from the big fella, Tucker Hughes, tonight.
Nice job moving that ball, getting it down to your big man, letting him make something happen.
We'll see how the Tigers can counter on their first possession. It's in the hands of Smith. He looks inside the paint. 3-on-1 pressure, gets it out, finds Blankenship. Way off the mark in the hands of Sanders. And now he's quickly chasing up the other way. Out to Williams, jumper. Off the mark, rebound back in the hands of Smith. You're going to see a lot of this run and gun moving forward. Fortner can't get the easy lay-in. Second chance for Baker. Rolls it away for reset. And a foul this time going to be on Hughes. A great counter coming in from Fortner to try to force it off Hughes.
I like the way he drove that lane, tried to get a layup, but nonetheless drew a foul, 2 shots. I like that decision by Risco a lot better than I like the 3 from the last possession.
As we see Owen Fortner, the 6'4 sophomore at the line. Also, one thing to keep in mind, too, we were talking about how maybe last regular season, senior games just as important. Keep in mind, both of these rosters very young. Only 3 seniors for Risco, only 2 rather, for the Rebels this evening. So you have to think that this could be a team of the future. Both of these teams of the future.
Absolutely.
So Rebels up by 1, 2-1 our score. Just in the early goings of this one. Shot a whistle, and it's going to be the armbar foul this time on Risco. Believe it'll be on Eli Rogers. Actually, nope, that'll be on Sammy Smith getting the whistle on that.
Yeah, it's going to be on the floor, so no shot.
Rebels inbounding from the baseline, finding Williams. Williams spits it out, finding Sanders again. Sanders now trying to reset. Draws to the inside. Shot is up from Tilley. Rolls in. Takes the second, but he lands the triple. And it's 5-1 Rebels.
He shot that from Risco's bench, Joe.
He was looking so far away to make it happen. And a traveling violation this time for Fortner. You can feel the momentum shift a little bit to the gray and red to start.
Richland's definitely coming out with better ball control right now, better ball movement.
And they're looking to try to penetrate at least kind of the open gaps inside the paint. Hughes has been known to do that. Misses that, gets the counter from Williams. Williams, no. And a rebound back in the hands of the Rebels. Tigers, excuse me. 3 ball on the way. Won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Tilley. Tilley sets it up to Sanders. Sanders at the top of the arc, 2-3 being played. Sanders, he finds it again. Back-to-back three. They're going to call that a 2, but was just on the line.
Risco has to get a hand in that guy's face. They have to put somebody on him.
Tigers quickly looking back the other way. 2-on-1 pressure. Spits it out. Finding Fortner. Fortner again on the reset over to Smith. Smith lurking. Gets it up on the inside. Won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Hughes. Now the Rebels trying to slow it down the other way. Again, very tight atmosphere here tonight. 3 balls that they look near the bench. It's because exactly they are.
He's liking that corner there by Risco bench, and is he deep on that 3-point too.
Stealing away by Baker. Scoops and scores. It's going to be those little takeaways that are going to make a difference early on for Risco.
That may give Risco a little boost here. Get them in gear a little bit. And get a hand in that guy's face.
Here's the pressure now coming from Williams. Williams sets up to find Tilley. Tilley driving up on the right side, banks it in. A lot of uncontested shots tonight for the Rebels going unmatched. Risco trying to counter the other way. And a steal. Again, this time in the hands of Connor. Here comes Hunter Sanders back the other way. Sanders looking up at the top. Finding Tilley. Tilley driving on the inside. Looks up. Easy assist from Hayden Connor. The quick connection from Tilley to Connor. And a timeout from Risco. 11-3 our score. The 30-second timeout, we'll keep it right here. And you have to think, though, too, the early advantage that Risco had just had some problems trying to defend a little bit on the height, but the fast break, too, that Matt Klein and company are showing tonight.
Yeah, just kind of looking at some quick comparisons on teams here. Looks like the advantage, defensive rebounds for Richland's coming in at 3, 2 offensive, 2 for Risco on the defensive side, and 1 free throws, 1 for 1. The 3-pointers, 1 for 1 deep. They're the officials. They called that last one a 2, but man, he was deep. And they're shooting 5 for 10 from the range. So this early in the ball game, 50%. They're connecting. They're getting it down low to their big men. They're letting something happen. I really think Risco is going to have to pick it up defensively a little bit.
We'll see what they do as we're halfway through quarter number 1. In case you're joining us, shot up for Fortner on the land. So Owen Fortner getting it up and in, and now a 2-possession game once more. Rebels currently controlling the tempo. They lead by 6. Sanders looking for the open gap. Out to Tilley. Correction, that's Williams with the jumper. Back-to-back for Eric Williams. He's got 4. Here come Risco the other way. Shot won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Tilley. Tilley sets up to Sanders, but he took too many steps.
Yeah, it was a good call by Eric Johnson. He did it. I like the move that he was trying to go for. Just took a little extra step in there. Travel call. Risco got a break with that one.
The Tigers trail by 8. Probably one of the most exciting and one of the most important Class 1 games of the season thus far. Pinballs out from the hands of Smith. The Rebels taking it back the other way, and they're doing a great job of finding those defensive boards and really reading the Risco offense like a book so far.
Yeah, they're doing a great job defensively.
Here comes Hughes. Hughes, 2-on-1. Won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Risco, and the fast break coming. Easy up and in for Landon Baker. So the fast break working out again once more And again, a 6-point advantage. Here comes Sanders again. Sanders pitches it out, finds Williams. Williams again back to Sanders. The upper left corner won't go. Rebound back in the hands of the Tigers. Back to Smith. Smith in traffic. Bounces up and in. Sammy Smith getting it up. And now the Tigers trying to ride on a little bit of a run of their own.
Yeah, they're really starting to pick it up a little bit.
Sanders finding Tilly. Tilly at the top. Bounce pass to find Connor on the outside. And again, Tilly outside, top of the arc. Jumper off the key. Won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Baker. Fast break going to be in play for him. Bounce pass up and in to Smith. Gets the connection with Baker. Risco on a 6-0 run with 1:55 to go.
The tables have turned a little bit, Joe.
That they have. We'll step aside. Risco trying to come with the lead when you come back.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Back here at Risco, 13-11 our score. Tigers on a little bit of a quick run. Here comes Sanders. Sanders gets it out. Finding Connor again at the top. Bounce pass again. Loses control. Here comes Tilly. Tilly on the inside, finding Williams. Shot is up, in and out. Rebound back to the hands of Baker, and he's now taking it the other way. Shot up, will not go. A whistle, foul's going to be on the floor. It'll be a hold, and it'll be on Richland.
He grabbed the hand there coming down. You just see it. He came down, he grabbed the wrist, took him down with him. Great call, Eric Johnson.
So a chance for the Tigers to tie or take the lead. Shot up, bounce pass again on the inside. Finding Hughes, he answers back, correction, Denson on the three. And the Tigers are their first lead tonight.
Risco's really battled back in this ball game.
A 9-0 run for Risco to get this going. And again, being down by as many as 8 points. All they need is a 9-0 run. Trying to continue to a 9-game win streak tonight would be one of their longest in 5 years, should they win this one tonight. So the reset upcoming from Hunter Sanders. Just over a minute to play left in the first. Gets it out to Hughes. Hughes looks inside, throws it up, will not go. Rebound back in the hands of Baker, quickly chasing up the other way. Baker now in control, just blows it out of play. Gonna go back to Richland. Love the great screen that the Rebels set just to try to get Baker off guard.
Yeah, they're doing a great job defensively. I feel like they're doing a good job at reading Risco and seeing what they're coming down for.
Just over 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. In control of Connor. Connor 2-on-1, spits it out to Williams. Williams lurks over on the inside, finds Hughes. Hughes throws it up and one! Tucker Hughes under pressure and no problem for the junior.
Tucker Hughes is one of those big man down low. Like he was one I talked about during pregame. He was making the layups. He was shooting the threes. He's really going to cause you problems if you don't get your hands up and get on him.
Foul is going to be on Riley Calvert. That'll be his first. Team foul number 3 with 22.4 left to go. Shot is up, good. And the Rebels back up by 2 with 22.4 left to go. So Sammy Smith going to cross the timeline. Risco might try to hold it out to look for that one last shot. Here's the control of the Blankenship. Bounce pass to Baker. Baker with 3. Baker looks out again to Blankenship. off the rim. And that is how this first quarter comes to an end. Back and forth we go. Where this ride is going to stop, no one knows. At the end of one, Rebels lead by 2. Back in a moment here on Aycorp Sports.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Welcome back. You see Matt Klein talking it over with the Richland Rebels as they had an early 8-0 run to get this game going, but now lead by 2. Meanwhile, on the other side, Brandon Blankenship and the Risco Tigers talking things over as well. And Corey Sisk, you know, it was kind of a tale of 2 parts of the first quarter as they were going back and forth, back and forth. And really, you have to think that it's going to be a game of momentum, and potentially who's got the ball last could end up taking this one home.
I think that's exactly what it's going to come down to. Last possession, last shot, last score. Both teams playing great offensively and defensively. Risco kind of got out to a slow start, picked it up, and they're right back in the ball game.
So again, Risco went on a 9-0 run before the and one from Tucker Hughes as they lead it by 2. Joe Northern, Corey Sisk, the whole crew with you here tonight. Big matchup in Class 1. Got some others coming up this week. We'll tell you about when we get a second. Right now, here's Fortner. Fortner again looking up to Denson. Denson on the inside finds Rogers. 2-on-1 inside the key. Jumper answers back. Not enough at 16.
Nice move by Eli Rogers.
So knotted up at 16 a pop. We'll see what the Rebels can do. Here's Sanders. Sanders up now to Connor. Connor now finding Tilly. Tilly on the inside, looks over to Williams. Picked up, finding Hughes. Who else but on the inside and Tucker Hughes. And 7 for him tonight.
He's gonna cause them problems, Joe. I've said it from the get-go. I'm gonna still say it. Anytime that guy catches the balls in his hands, he scores.
Looking now on the inside, here comes Risco. Off the foot, gonna go back to Richland. A little bit of miscommunication, trying to connect with Riley Calvert.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there, but one that may cost them.
It's still early, but you have to be on point. And again, with the acoustics here, loud, back and forth, we're having to shout a little bit just to try to talk to each other. You can feel the energy in here tonight. Here's Hughes again on the right side. Won't go. Rebound back to the Tigers. And a reach in on the Rebels. Going to go the other way. So the foul is going to be on Hughes. That's his second. And substitutions coming in. We're going to see Sammy Smith returning to the fold, along with C.J. Blankenship. Hughes is going to take his seat, and we say hello to Jaden Pope entering the game. 6:26 remaining here in the first half. Inside to Smith. Smith spins, scores. Risco benefiting from the jumper, and we're knotted up at 18. Here's Sanders. Sanders out to Williams. Lurks on the outside, fakes. Won't go. And another bump inside, this time on Hayden Connor.
So over the back call there on Richland. You know, Joe, and what I'm surprised to see is as physical as this ball game's been, neither team has gotten themselves in foul trouble.
The only one in foul trouble as it stands right now is Tucker Hughes, and that's an important one with 2.
That's absolutely right.
Currently, Hayden Connor also with 2. Shot is up and off the mark. Here come the Rebels the other way. Easy up and in for Jaden Pope. And Richland doing a great job of feeding the assists. Risco not wasting time and one. Eli Rogers answering the call. So now the 6-foot sophomore gonna have an opportunity to try to get his Tigers back up by 1. as the foul is going to go on Pope. That'll be his first, already third team foul for the Rebels in this second quarter.
Yeah, Coach Klein is not happy about that call.
And a scoop and score from Owen Fortner. Exactly what the Tigers need, and a 2-point lead. Sanders again looks inside, up and in for Eric Williams.
And just like that, tie ball game.
Risco wants to say something about that if they can. Here's Blankenship, he scores. They're trading buckets here at Roy Hahn Gymnasium.
I said this was going to be a shootout, Joe, and it is a shootout. The fans are not disappointed.
Here is Pope. Pope sets out to Sanders. Sanders lurks away, spin move from Williams. Williams again to Tilley. Tilley lurks outside, finds Pope, won't get it. Foul's going to be picked up on Risco. There's a little bit of a bump and a reach in on the Tigers. So it's going to be a hold this time. It'll be on Landon Baker in his first. So that's where we see Jaden Pope head to the line. One of only two seniors on this team for Matt Klein and company, Lucas Klein.
Jaden Pope, he substituted in, just a few minutes ago, and since he's been in, he's not disappointed.
He's done a great job filling that large guard post that you see from Hughes, and also, too, some of the other guys, just their quick ability to sneak in has definitely played a factor here tonight. Here's Smith. Smith on the inside, finds Rogers, scores! Eli Rogers again coming up clutch, and the Tigers with their largest lead tonight. Sanders again, finding Tilley. Tilley lurks up, shot blocked again, this time by Owen Fortner. Here's Rogers, throws it up and out of play, gonna go back to the other side. Largest lead of the first quarter was 8 points. Largest lead so far in the second, 3.
Both teams playing excellent ball. This is one of the most exciting ball games I've seen so far this year.
It's certainly living up to the hype. Shot won't go. Opportunity, bouncing near rejection from Sanders, and he picks it up the other way. Landon Baker was looking to have this place go absolutely nuts. Instead, it's off to Tilley. Tilley inside to find Williams, and it's going to be a blocking call this time on Landon Baker.
Baker didn't quite get his feet set down there. He's still kind of moving around when he took the blocking shot. Also, going back to the offensive play by Baker, this is a kid you don't see miss very many shots like that. So you've got to wonder if maybe the frustration didn't set in a little bit down there on defense.
3:42 left to go. Risco by 3. Easy pass, up and in! And 1 for Eric Williams! As Eli Rogers giveth and taketh away as he's going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his first. Will not go. He'll get the board in the meantime. Here's Fortner. Fortner sets out. Inside, finding Baker. Got it. Correction, that's Josiah Vasquez getting it up and in. And Risco back up by 3.
5'10" junior in Vasquez.
Rebels trying to take it back the other way. Sets up to Sanders. Tilly, beg your pardon. Shot up to Williams. Looks inside again. Again, the Rebels doing a great job taking care of the paint. Both teams doing a great job of it. 11 for 24 for the Rebels. And an answer back this time from Sammy Smith. 13 to 20 inside the paint. And a 3-point game again.
Smith looking at 8 points so far tonight. Eric Williams with that last basket in the double digits.
Here's the inside pressure to Pope. Pope gets it out. Finds again Gary Tilley on the answer. And the Rebels trail by 1. Both teams are continuing to trade buckets throughout this second quarter. Reach on the inside on the armbar, and that is going to go on the Rebels, and that will be indeed on Eric Williams. So that'll be his first personal. and team foul number 4. Inside to Vasquez. Vasquez looks out to Blankenship. Blankenship outside, finding Vasquez again. Left side of the arc, drives it up and in. He finds the open lane inside Sanders and ran with it. With 2 minutes remaining here in this second quarter. Williams answers right back.
Eric Williams, you've got to get on that kid, no matter where he's at on the floor. If he gets an open shot, it's going to go in.
Smith, he wants an open shot, and he hits it back the other way.
They didn't give him one. He made one, Joe.
He found it in open traffic, or closed traffic, rather. And again, a 3-point game. Opportunity for Williams. Who else? Back-to-back for him.
14 for Eric Williams.
And all of the first half, mind you. Smith for 3. Won't go. Put back from Fortner. Answers are right back. A 3-point game, and both teams just trading off on offensive possessions throughout this second quarter. Sanders again to Williams. Or beg your pardon, it's Connor. Connor now to Sanders up top. Lurking inside to Williams. Right side of the key from our vantage point. Near the top of the arc, shot is up and won't go. Williams almost got the rebound. They wanted the over and back. They didn't get it. Sanders tries to get the steal, but no hustle points for him. It'll stay with Risco.
Yeah, Richland fans really wanted that over and back, but I don't know. I didn't get a good look at it, Joe. I just didn't think it was here from where we're sitting.
The hands were a little bit out of reach, so no whistle, and they say play on. Here's Smith for 3. Ball short. Rebound back in the hands of Blankenship. Risco doing a great job at second chance buckets. Turnover now to Sanders. Sanders lurking up the other way. Bounce pass shot up. Banks it in. Hayden Connor trims it to 1 and gets his first bucket of the night. And Risco trying to answer with Vasquez. But a foul going to be picked up on the Rebels. And it's going to be on number 10, Hunter Sanders. That'll be his first. And so for the remaining 19.9, Risco is going to be shooting some free throws.
We've made it all the way to the end of the first half before we've been in this predicament. That is excellent defense by both teams.
Absolutely, no question. And you have to think with both coaches very defensively minded, this is kind of more the expectation and not the exception.
That's right.
Vasquez makes the first. Substitution's going to be coming in. As Connor is going to be taking a seat. So Jaden Robinson is wearing number 24 tonight.
5'8", junior guard.
Here's Robinson. Sets up again to find Sanders. Sanders with 8 remaining. Looks up to Pope. Pope won't go, tries to pick it up and away. Risco trying to beat the horn, 2 seconds, 1 second. Blankenship off the backboard. And that is how this wild back and forth first half comes to a close with Risco with the 2-point advantage. Already worth the price of admission, Mr. Sisk.
Already, you know what? We have 72 points scored in this first half. Wow.
We need to catch our breaths for a second, don't we? We'll be back in just a moment to get you caught up on some of the other action happening in the region tonight, some of the action that we'll have for you tomorrow here on the network, and first half stats. You're watching the Game of the Week, presented by Nutrien Ag Solutions, here on Aycorp Sports.
Just remember, if Altry Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents. We support local education.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
We welcome you back. The rumble in Risco continues, and it certainly has been that tonight, Joe. Northern Corey Sisk with you, 37-35. An advantage over the home team of the Rebels as we take a look at some of the halftime highlights and stats in this first half. Really, your thoughts?
I'm with you, Joe. It's been a rumble in Risco, a shootout right here in this gym. It has definitely lived up to the hype. The fans have their money's worth already, and we're not even started the second half yet. Let's go over to some some stats. Let's start with the home team. You got Landon Baker coming in, 4 points. He's shooting 66%, not bad. Eli Rogers, 6 points, shooting 75%. Josiah Vasquez, 5 points. It's showing him at 100%, so he's not missed anything.
He hasn't missed anything yet.
Owen Fortner, he's got 7 points. He's shooting at 50%. Sammy Smith, 10 points. He's their leading scorer, 45%. Denson, 3 points. He's 100%. And Blankenship, he's got 2 points, and he's at 33%. Going over to the Richland Rebels, we've got their leading scorer is Eric Williams, 14 points. He is shooting 58% from the field. You have Hayden Connor, 2 points. He's not missed. Sanders, 2 points. Jaden Pope, he is not listed, but I think he does have about 4 points, if I remember right.
Yeah,
he is about 4 points.
There, yep. No, he's got 3. He's at the bottom.
He is at the bottom, okay. They've got him twice on our thing. Gary Tilley, 7 points, 60%. Tucker Hughes, 7 points, 75%. And back to Jaden Pope, he is 3 points with 33% from the field. Overall team comparisons, 16 for 32 from the field for Richland, 15 of 29 2-point field goals, 1 for 3. They really kind of slowed off on the threes there. 1 for 3 on that. Risco, 17 for 30 overall, 16 for 23 2-point, 1 for 7 3. Free throw range for Richland, they're 50%. Both teams 50%, 2 for 4. Rebounds, Risco really stepped it up with the rebounds. They've came back. They kind of started off slow. 21 rebounds for Risco as opposed to 10 for Richland. Richland's 2 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive. Risco 6 and 15 defensive rebounds. So they're really stepped up their defense a whole lot and played fouls. Neither team got in foul trouble, each coming in with 6. So very evenly matched teams. Very great, good game thus far. I'm excited for the second half.
Absolutely, and again, both of these teams really dominating on the paint. Only 10 3-point attempts combined in the first 16 minutes. What will the next 16, if not maybe more, hold? We're underway. Richland's going to be going right to left from your screen, up and down on ours, since we are baseline views and stands here at the stage in Risco. Take it away from Fortner now. Fortner draws it up and finds the open gap all on his own. And that's the largest lead for the Tigers tonight. So again, both teams really going to try to utilize the paint as much as they possibly can to try to at least pull away late in this one. Here's Sanders. Sanders trying to keep his hands on it. Got to float out of bounds. Last touch by Risco. So again, final regular season home game tonight, at least for the season here at Roy Hahn Gymnasium before the Tri-County Conference tournament kicks off next weekend. That is the tournament we're going to have right here for you on Aycorp Sports beginning on Tuesday night, as that shot is going to be up and a whistle this time on the Tigers.
And then not but 3 regular season games left after that. Westwood Baptist there, Risco at Hayti, Risco at Neelyville, and then Joe, the Class 1 District 2 tournament.
And that'll be at Richland, so both of these teams again fighting to play on who's going to be that 1 seed coming up in just a couple of weeks in Essex. Meanwhile, for the Rebels, they've got some pretty large games coming up. Scott County coming up on Monday night, then at South Pembiscot on the 6th, and then home with Puxico at Bernie, home with Puxico on the 9th, at Bernie on the 13th, and wrapping it up at Bloomfield on February 15th. Shot is up and goes. This time in the hands of Sammy Smith.
And Sammy Smith's got 12 on the night.
So again, it's been all about Williams and Smith when it comes to the shooting for these two teams. And Risco riding in with some of the late half momentum early in the third. Shot is up from Hughes, won't go, but gets the foul. A great draw in for Hughes and an opportunity to try to get this back to a one-possession game. Foul is going to be credited to Owen Fortner. That'll be his first, team foul number 2, so already 2 fouls early. Not in the double bonus area yet, but he misses the first. But something to keep an eye on, too. If you rack up those fouls early and you got some great free throw shooters, could be a long night in store.
It could be a long night, and, you know, if I want to draw my lead closer, I want the ball in Tucker Hughes' hands, for sure.
Brings the lead down to 4. Now here comes Rogers back the other way. Rogers at the top of the arc. Looks up, throws it away inside to find Smith. Smith on the left side of the key. Resets again to find Blankenship. Blankenship looking to the inside to Smith. Goes in and out. Rebound back in the hands of the Rebels. Sanders crossing the timeline. A little bit of 2-2-1 going on right now in terms of defense. There's a little bit of man-to-man involved too. That's back to Connor. Connor again to Sanders. They're really slowing it down. Love the play call right now of trying to spread out that defense and especially that perimeter, which, again, you try to avoid that situation from happening.
That's right.
And making the miscommunication on shots. Here's Rogers again, finding Fortner. Fortner lows it away. Looks again to Smith. Smith shoots, won't go. Tries to get his own board. Foul in the arm bar. And it's going to stay with Risco. And that is going to be this time on Hunter Sanders in his second. So the first team foul for the Rebels here in the third. Inside pass now to Rogers. Rogers sets out to Smith. Blankenship for 3. Won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Smith. Throws it away to Rogers. Bingo! Eli Rogers with only the third triple tonight for the Tigers. Their second triple, that is. And he's got 9.
They left Eli Rogers wide open at the top of the key.
And here comes the defense trying to pick it up a little bit once more. Fortner looks for it. Risco gets the timeout in time, and they do. With 5:06 remaining here in the third quarter, we're going to keep it here because just of the action you're seeing tonight, a lot more of it coming up in the days to follow here on Aycorp Sports. Tomorrow we tip it off with the Charleston 6-man shootout that begins at 11:30 a.m. as Meridian, Illinois will be taking on Cape Notre Dame. That'll be our first game at 11:30, and then we'll have some state-ranked matchups coming up. They are taking on Notre Dame on the girls' side, Class 2 number 4, and Class 4 number 5 at 1 o'clock. That'll be followed by Confluence Prep taking on Caruthersville, then Eureka and Cape Central at 4 p.m. St. Mary's South Side, Class 5 number 2, and the New Madrid County Central Eagles, Class 3 number 1. At 7 p.m. and that'll be followed by Principi and Charleston, another top 10 of respective classes tomorrow night at 7 p.m. All for you right here on the network tomorrow, and that should be a fun atmosphere tomorrow in Charleston.
There's a lot of good teams. You know, you start talking about Southeast Missouri basketball, Charleston, New Madrid County Central, Caruthersville, Notre Dame, a lot of good schools in this tournament.
And a lot of great shooters, not to cut you off, from Eli Rogers fighting inside the paint.
11 points for Eli Rogers.
And Risco just trying to blow the door open here in this third quarter. Bobbles out of the hands of Hughes. Hughes spits it away, finding Sanders. Sanders lurks to the inside to Tilley. That falls in and out. Rebound back in the hands of Rogers, taking it back the other way. Sets up, shoots, nothing but net for Sammy Smith. And the route is on here in Risco.
Risco is increasing that lead with every possession. Now up to an 11-point lead.
We'll step aside as Risco up by 11. Back after this. Well, Risco is in the midst of a 7-0 run right now coming into this third quarter, and you have to say they've opened up a little bit of the paint for the three-point shots, but they've done a great job of just getting some fast breaks and catching Richland off guard.
Yeah, they picked up the third quarter right where they left off in the second. Fast pace, making better shot decisions, rebounding, playing good defense, and it's got them a fairly large amount of lead at this point.
Risco up by 11, gets it out inside, finds Connor, sets up to Williams. Williams pinballs in. 16 tonight for the junior. And the lead back to 9. Now if Blankenship wants to say something about it. Won't go. Whistle, foul is on the floor, and it's going to be a reach-in, this time on Sanders. And it will be. That'll be his third.
Hunter Sanders' third personal foul. You know, he's coming in with 2 points, or coming out of the game so far with 2 points, but he's been all over the place on the floor. He's just not took many shots tonight.
Absolutely, his physical energy certainly cannot be denied, but Risco, again, trying to have the upper hand here, and again, really the spread out defense to start the third quarter has made it an absolute impact so far, and is kind of caught the Rebels out of sorts. Still far from over though, 3.5, less than 3.5 we should say, here in the third. Sets up to Calvert, won't go, spits it out to find Rogers for 3. That won't go, back in the hands of the Rebels. And here comes Gary Tilley the other way. Tilley with 27 over the other night, throws it away. Finds to Rogers, scoops and scores.
Great defensive play from Rogers, and even better fast break for the score.
13 for him tonight, and the lead back to 11. Before Williams quiets the crowd just a little bit, and again a 9-point game. So we're starting to see, again, more of the nylon come alive here in this third quarter. Outside opportunity for Blankenship, bang! CJ Blankenship for 3.
Wide open from the top of the key.
2-on-1 pressure. So the Rebels are thinking about it. They're going to talk it over for just a second. As you can see on the court right now, Matt Klein is pointing out the spot of where the pressure has been going on and where has been going wrong as it stands, at least from our vantage points. As they're taking a full timeout, we'll step aside, back in 30 seconds. This is the game of the week on Aycorp Sports. Rebels now with their largest deficit of the night, 12 points after Risco goes on a 7-0 run and trying to really go on back-to-back 7-0 runs as it stands here in this third quarter, and they've done a great job of really opening up their defense and finding the open shots to kind of catch Richland when they're not expecting it.
They've definitely made some adjustments. I would say a lot of adjustments at halftime, but not too much. They kind of got the same gameplay coming on.
But gets it up and in.
They've got the same gameplay, it seems like, the second half they had the first half. They're just executing it a lot better.
And Vasquez, that bounces off him saying, wait a second, how is that on me? It was. No bounce, no problem this time for Richland. So again, a game of momentum. Who's going to ride it more? That shot is off the mark for Tilley. Scooped up again from Fortner. And the Tigers quickly moving back the other way. Fortner, 2-on-1 pressure, throws it up. Easy opportunity for him. Again, just taking those quick paint opportunities has been the key for success. Tilley looks up to Pope. Pope on the inside, got it. So again, large post pressure is probably going to be the play here as Richland has both of their large posts out there ready to go. Shot is up, doesn't matter for Owen Fortner.
3 players for Risco's in double digits. Eli Rogers, 13, Fortner, 13, Smith, 14.
Baker wanted to try to join him for just a second. Here comes Calvert. And another three. The bank is open. And this time Aaron Denson is cashing in. And a foul going to be picked up this time on Risco. So a 15-point affair as the push is going to be picked up this time on Vasquez. That'll be his third. And team foul, or his first rather, team foul number 3. Sets back out to Pope. Pope again to Sanders. Sanders at the top of the arc. Just a minute remaining here in this third quarter. Shot up from Hughes, won't go, and a traveling violation. It has been a tale of 2 halves and 2 scorers starting to really make their presence known for the Tigers, especially in this third quarter.
Both of these teams, man, I can't say it enough so far. I'm impressed with both of these smaller schools. I would put them up in just about any team in our area.
A little bit of connection and miscommunication. Foul is going to be picked up on Risco. This time it'll be on the arm bar. I believe it's going to be again on Vasquez, and it will be. That'll be his second, and team foul number 4. So again, just the incredible defense, too, that we've seen, as we've only seen, again, 19 seconds of the double bonus.
Yeah, 7 fouls for Richland and 10 for Risco throughout the entire game so far. That's pretty impressive for as physical as they are on defense.
Sanders throws it up, won't go, but he'll have a chance to go to the line, and we will have that double bonus for the remainder of this third quarter. I believe only 40 seconds of it, really. As it'll be Hunter Sanders at the line. As we mentioned, he's been all over the floor this evening, just gritty and scrappy, just trying to get the passes connected, but haven't had too many chances to get some points on the board. Makes the first. And the second. So we're going to see Gary Tilley return into action. And Hayden Connor is going to take a seat. So again, Mackline going to be riding with a little more height here to close out this third quarter. Smith gets it up. Smith, 2-on-1 trap. Tries to find his way out of the Blankenship. Fortner, pardon me. He answers right back. And the lead again to 15. 19 seconds left to go. Shot is up, blocked away, and out of play from number 32, Riley Calvert.
Massive block for Riley Calvert.
4 seconds remaining. Sanders looks for 3, banks it in, and that is how this third quarter comes to a close. A 3-point shot from Hunter Sanders. Just when you think they're out of the water, he says, not today. That is the end of the third of the score. Risco 62, Richland 50. Back in a moment. $50 score. As a reminder, next week we'll have the Tri-County Conference Tournament for you here on Aycorp Sports, featuring exclusive tip-to-trophy coverage. That'll be all week leading up to Friday night, where we'll have a double-header of sorts on 2 different networks, as we'll have the big Cape Central Sykeston Showdown coming up. You will see that on the Aycorp Sports channel. You'll see that right here on Aycorp Sports. And then Aycorp Media, our sister channel, you'll see the JV and varsity final of the Tri-County Conference. And that leads up the last 2 regular season games. And boy, they should be good. New Madrid County taking on Sykeston at the Fieldhouse. That'll be on February 13th. And then to close out the regular season, a rescheduled game, we should say, between Cape Central and Notre Dame before we head into postseason play. A lot of great action to close out what has been probably one of the wackiest and most exciting years we've seen in quite some time of SEMO Hoops.
We've had some very good ball games on this network for SEMO Hoops. It's probably been one of the better years for basketball in the SEMO area.
3-shot goes in for Blankenship, and he answers the Sanders counter right back. And just the level of talent. We know it's always been here, but this much talent at once, I mean, it's incredible.
This has definitely been the year for basketball in Southeast Missouri.
And it's far from over yet. 7:23 remaining here in this first quarter. Blocked away by Rogers. Here comes Smith now, back the other way. Will not go, was looking for it. And the reach-in is going to be called. And this time it's going to be on Risco with, not sure if they're going to rule that with the offensive or not. They won't. But nonetheless, it'll be a foul this time on Landon Baker, and that'll be his third. So the Rebels down by 15. Sends out to Sanders. Sanders picks it out the other way. Looks up. Finds Pope. Pope on the other side out to Williams. Williams settles up. 3-ball on the way. That's off the mark. Rebound back in the hands of Sanders again. Sanders for three. Off the rim. Rebound back in the hands of Risco. And just a great second half turnaround we've seen from them so far. Making us trying to hang on and keep the Rebels at bay. They're going to extend their winning streak to 9 and have it one of the longest in program history. Another shot from Eli Rogers. That's 15 for him tonight.
Eli Rogers has had a big second half.
Shot is up from Sanders, won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Pope. He stops the bleeding for just a second. But Risco with their largest lead of the night at 17 at one point, now down to 15. And again, an explosive second half from the big three of Risco. And Rogers, Fortner, and Smith. Rogers tried to keep his hands on it, but had just an extra step, and the Rebels can take it back the other way. So again, knowing what's at stake in this one, the likely 1 seed in Class 1, District 2, which will be played at Richland coming up in just over 2 weeks from now. The men's will begin on Tuesday. Women's bracket will begin on the 19th, that Monday night. Shot is up from Connor, won't go. Got back in the hands of Baker, and quickly moving back the other way is Rogers. Rogers on the outside arc. Sets up to find Smith. Smith again to Connor. Connor looks out to Rogers. Time continuing to tick just a little bit. Stolen away again from the Rebels. Sanders trying to get himself out of traffic. Tilley with the 3-ball. It goes.
Tilley with 10.
It's Gary Tilley again trying to light it up. He's been one of the offensive firepowers, but Risco answering back the other way. And again, just their ability to get the fast break so quick you can't even see. 1 second they're stuck in their own baseline, and the next they're keeping it moving. Tilley, back-to-back threes. Has the bank open for him at this point. Here comes Smith. Smith 2-on-1. Sets out to Fortner. Fortner on the left side. Bounce pass again. Fakes up to Rogers. Rogers looks up. No whistle, but a reach-in this time on the Rebels. And that is going to be on Jaden Pope. And that'll be his second, team foul number 1. Again, Eli Rogers at the line. Keep in mind, this guy's just a sophomore, by the way. And so is also Owen Fortner. Sammy Smith, the junior. Again, you get at least another year of these three together. 2 more of Fortner and Rogers. I mean, you have to think the momentum here, at least in Risco, has got to be high, and rightfully so.
Yeah, you know, it's like you said earlier, you know, neither one of these teams is loaded with seniors. So Risco definitely coming in, probably for the next few years is going to be the same team that you're looking at right now. And the same with Richland. I'm excited for the next couple years for both of these programs.
Absolutely. Shot up from Hughes. He answers right back, and the lead now trimmed down to 11. 4:07 left to go. Here comes Smith in control. 2-on-1. Nearly picked away from Connor. Whistle and a timeout called by Coach Brandon Blankenship. He got it in at the right moment, but nearly picked away from the hands of Connor. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside. Risco up by 11 here at Roy Hahn Gymnasium. Back in a moment.
First State Bank and Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
.60 our score, an advantage of Risco. Rebels not giving up just yet, thanks to back-to-back three-point shots from Gary Tilley, and now he's already on the board with 13 on the evening. But Risco again, 3 guys in double digits. Rogers 1 away from 20. And it's starting to get just a little loud here in Risco.
Yeah, the decimals are definitely going to jump up on our meter. And it's been loud all game, and it's really fixing to pick up. The noise is going to pick up a whole lot coming into the fourth quarter.
Just under 4 minutes left to go. Tigers up by 11. Rebels trying to find their way back. And nearly a reach-in for Williams. It's going to go way out the other way to Blankenship. Blankenship sets up to Smith. Smith now taking a little bit of his time. Smith again, bounce pass, finds Calvert. Calvert looks out to Smith, 3-on-1, tries to find his way out. Open shot for Blankenship, won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Pope, trying to take it the other way. Sanders, pardon me. Sanders looks up to Hughes, banks it in, and the Rebels gets it back up to 9.
Great drive, great pass, great shot to finish it off.
71-62, it feels a lot closer than that right now. Here's Baker. Baker sets out to Smith. Smith with 3:07 left to go here in the fourth. Shot is up, answers right back in the post from Calvert. And the lead back up to 9. Here comes Sanders, or 11, pardon me. Sanders 2-on-1, bounce pass to Tilley for 3, won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Connor. Connor sets out, finds Sanders. Sanders looks over the other way, Tilley for 3. That won't go up. And Risco takes it back the other way. Shot is up from Smith, can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Richland. And Williams, 2 minutes remaining. And you have to think the fouls are gonna start playing an impact, even though both teams not really near the double bonus. Risco only with 2 left to give. Richland with 3, as that one's going to be picked up this time on Owen Fortner.
Owen Fortner, that's his second foul of the ball game, so he's still not in foul trouble.
So you have to think, though, fouling could be a possibility. At least try to stay alive. You're down by 11 with 2 minutes to go. Here's Hughes, banks it. The lead cut down again to 9. Hughes with 15 on the evening. Sets back over to Rogers. Rogers lurking. Rogers near the top, nearly bumbled away to Connor. 3-on-1, shot block, touch shot of play. Still gonna stay with Risco. A great block coming in from Hayden Connor. So 1:49 remaining. Bounce pass inside. Sets up to Rogers. Won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Smith. Tigers looking to reset with 1:39 remaining here in the fourth. Shot up from Smith. Got it.
Sammy Smith with 16.
The paint has been the friend tonight for both teams, but Risco trying to benefit from it. A 3 on the way this time for Hunter Sanders. And the lead now down to 8 with 1:20 to go here in the fourth. Looks out to Rogers, 2-on-1 pressure, nearly throw it away. Gets it out to Baker. Baker again to Smith. 1:05 to go to Smith. Answers the call once more. And a minute remaining. It's a 10-point game. Here's Sanders. Sanders again for three. Won't go. Nearly picked up and stolen. Jump ball. Are they going to go for the jump or the timeout? It'll be the jump, and the Rebels will get control of it, but with 46.1 left to go, and you have to think relying on the three ball may not be the best way to go about it.
No, I think you're going to have to get it into the paint. I think you're going to get it into Tucker Hughes and some of your other big men down there, and let's let them do what they've done all night.
So the inbounds pass coming in from Hughes. Sends out to Sanders. Sanders lurks up, nearly picked away. Here's Tilley. Tilley on his own, gets it. Now back to an 8-point game. Time is of the essence, and you have to think foul to win is probably going to have to be the way to go. Sets out to Rogers. Rogers bounce pass nearly stolen by Tilley and picked up again. Here comes Connor to answer, won't get it, but he'll go to the line. But with 20 seconds remaining here in the fourth. A lot of time went off, I feel like, and a lot of miscommunication.
Couldn't get the foul off quite in time, you know. Richland didn't end up getting the steal back, couldn't finish the shot, but they couldn't get the foul off in time. A lot of time went off that clock.
And again, only just one more foul left to give, as a timeout will be called by Matt Klein. 77-69. We're going to keep it right here. Again, you know, you have to keep in mind in this situation, this is a game. Had the third quarter not been so explosive for Risco, this would be a different story than what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, you know, both of these teams, all the players on the teams has played extremely hard, but that third quarter was not only explosive for Risco, it was explosive for Eli Rogers. He had a massive third quarter, and I feel like he is a big reason why Risco has an 8-point lead at this point in the ballgame. I mean, he had probably 10 of his 19 points came from the third quarter.
Absolutely. Rogers lighting it up, and then Smith again. We know he's always been a consistent scorer with 18. But then also, too, you take a look at Richland. You have 4 guys in double digits on their end as well.
Eric Williams, 18. Hunter Sanders with 10. Gary Tilley, 15. Tucker Hughes, 15. I think it's just a credit to the athletes that both of these teams have. How often is it, Joe, that we have a game where you have 4 players from both sides of the both teams with double digits?
That doesn't happen often. That doesn't happen often. Here's Connor again at the line. Shot is up. That will not go. He's obviously trying to go to try to keep it in. Does not. Gets it in the hands of Calvert. Time will continue to run. Shot is up, and that is how it should end. Sammy Smith, number 20, gets number 20 on the slam. Sanders throws it up. Time will run out, and the foul on Pope doesn't matter. Listen to this crowd here at Roy Hahn Gymnasium.
Electric.
The inbounds pass sets up to Smith, and that's how it ends.
Huge win for the Risco Tigers.
Risco rides a 9-game winning streak and likely the number 1 seed in Class 1 District 2 and maybe some more votes in the top 10. We'll be back to break down the final stats for you and get you set for tomorrow's action right after this.
You need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
Welcome back to Risco, 79-69. The Tigers get a crucial win as we take a look at some of the replays and highlights here tonight. You know, it comes down to the paint that played the biggest factor, and really, again, for both teams as we take a look at some of the scoring. Again, led by 3 stars for the Risco Tigers. I can take a wild guess who your 3 stars are for them tonight.
Yeah, and it's not hard to figure that out, Joe. You got Landon Baker coming in. He's got 4 points, 66% from the field. 1 star, Eli Rogers for Risco, 19 points, 8 for 12, 66%. He was 77% from the 2-point range, and he was 33% from the 3-point range, 66% from the free throw range.
Vasquez, of course, going 2 for 2 with getting the 5 points.
That's right.
And also taking a look, too, at Owen Fortner. Look at his pretty solid shooting percentage tonight, 7 of 10 and 15 for him.
That's right. And he had to be another one that I would give the one of the players of the game from Risco for. Sammy Smith, that's my third. 20 points, 10 for 20 from the field goal, 50%. He shot 58% from 2-point range. He was 0 for 3 from the 3-point range. Aaron Denson, 6 points. CJ Blankenship, 8 points. Riley Calvert, 2 points. So as you can see, it's been all over scoring all across the board. Rebounds, team total for rebounds for them, I believe it's going to be 34 rebounds. It's going to be 10 offensive, 24 defensively. Total shot percentage from the field for Risco is going to be 59% as a team from the field.
And you have to think, though, too, when you're shooting 59%, that's not a bad day if you're Risco.
Not at all. I mean, consider the points that were scored in this game. A lot of shots were taken, and 59%, that's a pretty good number for as many shots that was taken.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, taking a look at the Rebels again, 4 players in double digits, and again, nothing to hang their hat on, just absolutely closely good at effort here tonight.
Yeah, you got Eric Williams with 18. He was 64%. Hayden Connor, 2 points, 33%. Hunter Sanders, the other double digit, 10 points, 21%. You had Jaden Pope, 9 points. He was 66%. Gary Tilley, 15, 42%. Tucker Hughes, 15 at 75%. They shot a total of 48% as a team. Again, I mean, you wished your number was better, but with as many shots as you took, that's really not that bad. I mean, 60 shots were taken for Richland. They connected on 29 of them. 59 were taken for Risco. They connected on 35 of them. So pretty even. I mean, pretty even shot comparison there.
Absolutely. And then just taking a look at the boards, Risco did a great job dominating that, 34-20, and on the defensive front too, 24-13. But again, turnovers too. Interestingly enough, more fouls and more turnovers for Risco, but yet the aggressive plays and kind of the spread out defense really kind of lit things up for them to kind of help them seal the deal a little bit early on than expected, even after the late rush from Richland.
Yeah, and I said it several times throughout the game, as physical as both of these teams was on defense, we didn't see a whole lot of either team getting in foul trouble. We saw there a little bit at the end of the third quarter. We saw it there at the end of the half for a few seconds. But other than that, Joe, I mean, 13 fouls for Risco, that's total for the game. I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, we had a game in the Bluefield Christmas tournament where there was 13 in the first 5 minutes. And Richland, 7 for the game. Turnover 7 for Richland, and Risco with 10. So, I mean, not a bad game for either team. I think that this was a pretty even, about as even of two teams that we're going to find. And I did think that with the win tonight, that Risco will probably have the number 1 seed in the Tri-County tournament.
Yep, they've already got that locked up. They've already got the regular season crown locked up, too, in the Tri-County. But again, you have to think for this team, is the sky the limit at this point?
Yeah, I said before we went on air, I said it's going to be Risco or Richland that's going to come out of Class 1 District 2. Right now, I mean, Risco's got the upper hand in that. I mean, you can't bet against them.
And you have to think, too, with the strong shooting that they have really moving forward, they are going to be a force to reckon with, not just at the district level, but also, too, the rematch of this, should that happen, is going to be great. So, again, talking about some of the 6-man action coming up on tomorrow, you're looking at Charleston, Principia. That's going to be a great game coming up. Meanwhile, for some of the other games, I'm kind of looking forward to Thayer and Notre Dame on the girls' side. Notre Dame had a close loss to Donovan on Wednesday night. So really interested to see that in Thayer, which has always been a very dominant powerhouse on the girls' side of things. Should be a really fun game.
It should be. And, and coming down through here, Confluence Prep, Crothersville. Crothersville had some controversy at the beginning of the year with the Boot Hill Conference stuff. They were allowed to be back in and play in that. They had to go find a couple games from Arkansas, Tennessee area, fared real well. I'm glad to see that Charleston has given them a chance to play in this tournament. I think that'll be a good game against Confluence Prep. I'm kind of looking forward to that one. I got to work tomorrow, but I'm going to be watching it. So New Madrid County Central, Charleston, Crothersville, I hope you guys live up to the hype. Don't disappoint me, because I think these are going to be probably the 3 best games in the tournament.
Absolutely. A great slate of 6 games all day tomorrow for you on the network. Our coverage begins at 11:15 a.m. from Charleston High School. Partner, I enjoyed it as always.
Yes, sir. It's always been a pleasure.
For our entire crew, our producer Andrew Moore, graphics operator Tyler Lassiter, director Josh I, and my partner, the enforcer Corey Sisk, Joe Northern saying so long from Risco, where the Tigers knock off Richland 79-69 and are in pole position for the top spot in Class 1 District 2. We'll see you tomorrow from Charleston. So long, everybody.